computer. And it is recording. Excellent. Hello, everybody. It's Wendy, and it's time for the new Consultant Mix and Mingle. I am really happy to have a few people on the actual live webinar with me, so we're going to be able to get some questions and make sure that what I'm saying makes sense. And I will try very hard to make this not a 2-hour webinar. My goal is for it not to be 2 hours. And again, if you know me, you know that I need to set that goal so that I can not babble too much. But welcome to Party Light. I've got on the phone or on the webinar someone who is brand new, Carmen. She's having her very first party tomorrow night. I've got people who've are still in their bright start period, like Sue and Rochelle, but you've done some parties. And I'm looking forward to helping people at all different levels get something and a benefit out of this presentation. So it's different than the last month's presentation, and it's different than the month before. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by sharing my screen with you. And I'm going to share the new consultant orientation page and say share screen. And what this is, I'm going to also make it big. I think I can make it big for you. Let's see, I want the view to be the, what's it? Well, I want it to make it the presentation. That's what I want. I want the nice big one so that you can see it properly. There we go. All right, excellent. So this is the new consultant orientation PowerPoint that I've prepared with Party Light. They've helped me a little bit, but I keep updating it. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're here to do is to support you in starting your Party Light business strong. And this slide has so much information on it. But the first thing I want you to look at is, hello Sheridan. This is the first thing I want you to see is all the way on your far right, you see your upline. I'm your upline. I'm your leader. If you're in the rainbows, you've got me to rely on. Now, do you have your sponsor to rely on? If you weren't sponsored by me, definitely the person who brought you into the business is someone that you can call on and talk to and partner with, but they aren't responsible for your training. That's my job. I get paid the big bucks for doing it. And what I want to do is make sure that you achieve your goals. And when you do, I will be rewarded for it. So I'm rewarded both emotionally because it's fun to help people succeed, and they pay me to help you be successful in your business. So please go ahead and count on me as your upline. And you'll see the little phone there. I love phone calls. I like texts. I'm not really very good at returning voice messages, it seems. But I love getting a phone call from someone. And if you have a quick question, just call me and ask it. One of my little pet peeves, I'll tell you a pet peeve I have. I don't like it when people text me and ask me if it's a good time to talk. I figure you should just call me. Just call. If it's not a good time to talk, I'll let you know by not answering the phone. I only answer the phone if I have a minute to answer a question. And if I need to call you back, I definitely will. So let's keep going. We've got here some steps. So the first step is to select a kit. A lot of you have already done that. In fact, all of us have already done that. You can select one of the 2 different kits to start. The first kit, it costs $75 and you owe Party Light nothing. You're going to get everything that you need really to do parties and get things started, and you're going to earn the full commission right away. We still expect you to do all of the other things that Party Light needs you to do in order to be a very, very professional and successful consultant, like do all the training. But you certainly can get started for just $75 and not owe Party Light anything at all. The second option is, of course, to buy the full kit. Now, the full kit doesn't cost anything up front. You pay it off in your first couple of parties, and it really only takes 2 parties to pay off the full kit. $1,100 in sales, and the full kit is 100% paid for. And after that, you start to earn 100% of your commission. So it really is a good option. You get a bigger kit in exchange for it. And really, in the end, it only cost you $121 of commission to pay it off. Now, if you don't sell one $3,100 worth of product in your first full business month. So let me use Carmen as an example. Carmen started in December. She has the whole month of December plus the entire month of January to complete her $1,100 in sales. And if she doesn't, she'll owe $300 less any amount that she's already contributed. So there is a difference in which of the kits that you get. You get more for the large kit, but you do have an obligation to pay for it if you don't sell enough in your first full business month. All right, moving on. What's the next step after you have your kit? You're going to do a launch party. It's going to be a party at your own house. You're going to invite your friends and your family. You're going to invite a few people to get you started, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. But a launch party is a really important thing to do, and you shouldn't do it without being trained. And this is part of your training. So let me go down now, before I keep going on the little boxes, to all of the little words I have on the left at the bottom. There are videos on our Consultant Business Center, which is the CBC, and those 4 videos take you through the basics of new consultant training. It's called our Training Academy, and it's got 4 videos which will take you through how to get bookings, how to do your host coaching, how to run a party, and how to sponsor people. These are the 4 key areas that Party Light does the training for us. And I am not going to try and recreate the wheel and repeat that training. You need to take that separately to this call right here. The Training Academy, each one of those videos has challenges at the end. And I strongly encourage you to take those challenges to heart, write them down, and do them. Now, the way that I went through the Training Academy videos when I first watched the Training Academy was I watched all 4 videos right away, boom, straight through. Took me less than an hour. I think it's about 40 minutes worth of training. And then I watched them again, one at a time, and I paused them and I took notes. And at the end, I wrote down the challenge, and then I challenged myself to go and do it, even though I've been doing this for 12 years. I really enjoyed doing those challenges because they helped me grow my business even more. And I know that they will help you start your business strong. So do watch the videos and watch them twice. Once to just get an overview, and a second time to take notes and to do some studying, really. The Bright Start program. I've done a video about the Bright Start program, and it's available on our Facebook group called the New Consultant Mix and Mingle Facebook group. And it tells you all about this amazing program. I'm actually going to add that program to this presentation, but I haven't done it for today. So I will make sure to tag you guys and make sure that you all see that program. It's a fantastic way of setting goals in your first 3 business months. I have an itchy nose. Sorry. I don't know why it's itchy. That must mean something. Someone's thinking about me. The 4th one there is the New Consultant Mix and Mingle, which is what we're at right now. So I want to encourage you, and I'll talk to Carmen in particular right now because she's representing the people who started in December. Carmen, I think you should come to this event in December, January, February, and March. That's your Bright Start period. What you learn today and what you hear today is going to be different than what you learn next month and what you hear next month. Because by next month, you'll have advanced and you'll be ready to learn different things. And that's true for all of you. I'm sure that Rochelle and Carmen and Sue and Sheridan and everybody who's listening to this not live are absolutely going to benefit by watching this presentation because it's different than what we've done before. Each time I do a different presentation. And then there's party observations. I want to strongly encourage you to go and watch someone else do a party. It doesn't even have to be me. In fact, I've found it very difficult with the size of the rainbows lately to keep up with all of the party observations that people ask me to do. What I really think is important is that I always take someone to a party with me as an observer, and that the rainbows always open up their parties to have someone come and watch. It's a great way of helping sponsoring seeds, helping you at the party a little bit, and making sure that someone gets trained really well. Okay? So now that I've talked about those 5 lines in the bottom left, go back to party 1, party 2. We encourage you to set up 2 parties right away when you start. So if you haven't already set those up, it's really important that at your launch party, you get a couple of, no, I have dogs, by the way. It's really important that you get a couple of bookings. So talk to some people and use the tools that I talk about today to book a couple of parties right away. And then party 3, 4, 5, and 6, we want you to get over the course of the next few days. These are things that you can easily do if you start to stretch and reach out and use the tools that I'm going to train you in a little bit later. So in a nutshell, that's how you start strong in Party Light. You use your upline, you select a kit, you do a launch party at your house, you do your very first 6 parties, and then you make sure you do all of the training to feel really good about what you're selling. If you do all of those things, you're going to have a really powerful start in the company, and you're going to feel really good about where you are at the end of it. If at any point in all of that time you need some help, some guidance, some coaching, some inspiration, I want you to use the Facebook group, and I want you to call me directly. I don't want you to be afraid to call me. It's perfectly logical for you to call, text, email, Facebook, whatever you want to do. All right, let's go to the next page. So, an overview of what we're going to talk about today. I do want to make sure that we cover setting yourself some vision and some goals. What's your vision and your goals? I'm not going to talk about them yet. I'm going to tell you about the overview, and then I'm going to go to that slide. We're going to talk about your calendar and the contact lists that you have and help you get started in finding those bookings that you need. We're going to explain to you the host program and the host care calls, how to take care of the hosts once you have them. We're going to talk about the basics of doing a party, how to do the party and how to present and how to prepare for it and how to work it afterwards. We're going to talk to you about customer service, how to serve customers once you've got them into your system. We're going to talk about how to get bookings, how to income, no, how to sponsor people. I love him. How to sponsor people. I've got a little reality check at the end just to kind of make sure that you're comfortable with things. And then I'm going to talk about ongoing training. Let me take him away from the front door. Hold on. Please hold. No. Come here. Come here. Terribly sorry. Hopefully he just goes to sleep on the couch now. And then I want to talk about training. I want to talk about the ongoing training that we all do. I still get training all the time. In fact, I've been participating in a leader academy for future leaders, and I learn stuff at every single one of them. I might have learned it before, but I'm not applying it. I love doing the training because it's all about the basics in Party Light. Nothing's really complicated. And yet, if we continue to go to training, we'll remind ourselves of things we need to do. All right, let's keep going. Creating a vision. What will you do with your profits? So don't even look at the slide for a second. I want you to just think. What do you want to do with the money that you might be able to make from Party Light? How would it help you? Do you have credit card debt? Would you like to get rid of it? Do you have school fees that you need to pay for your kids? Do you have a holiday that you'd like to take, but you keep putting it off and off and off because you just don't have the funding for it? Are there people that you don't get to see very often and you want to spend more time with them, but you're always working and you don't have enough money to not do that work? Do you have superannuation? Is there enough super in your account to retire one day? Or do you need to catch up on that super and put more money into it? What else could you use the money for? There's tons of things. And, you know, I watch the news and hear things about how a lot of people only have $500 in the bank. And if they lost their job today, that's all they've got. $500 or less. That's not enough money to keep going if you did have something go wrong. So do you have enough savings just generally? These are the sorts of things that a company like Party Light can provide for you. I never really expect anybody who becomes a consultant to quit their day job, ever. Now, if you end up quitting your day job because you love this so much and you do what I do, well, great. But that's not my expectation. Party Light is about the extra money. And you can make a lot of extra money doing Party Light working part-time. So I want to encourage you to think about how your life might be different if you had the money to do the things that you want to do, whether that's to pay off credit cards, save money for big events and big things, or put money away for the future. Party Light can help you to do those things by you setting some goals. And the second bullet point there says, how will the income improve your life? Now, some people don't even get into Party Light for the money, and that's all right. They get into Party Light because they love the candles and they think it might be a fun thing to do. But let's face it, money gives you freedom, freedom of choice, freedom to do other things. And so the money won't go astray. Even if all you earn is enough money to keep your candle habit going, that's a great place to start. So how will the income improve your life? And do you get enough time with the people who are important to you? Now, I love to ask that question, especially of people with children and people with parents. I am in the people with parents area. I don't have children, but my parents are getting older and I want to spend more time with them. So the flexibility and the income that I get from Party Light will enable me as they get older and older to spend the time I need to with them. And by the way, they live overseas, so I need to travel to see them and I need to be able to take time away from my business. Party Light gives me that capability. And so it's really nice and flexible. And if you have kids, kids grow up so quickly that it's nice to be able to spend time with them. And a more flexible job or a more robust income will enable you to spend more time with them. And the nice thing about a Party Light business is I never want you to work when you should be playing. I love play. And if playtime for you is going and seeing the kids in the school event or doing school drop-offs and pickups or going out on vacations with your family or holidays and things, then those are the things I want to go into your diary first. And I want Party Light to go into your diary second. Now, soon I'm going to ask you to think about where Party Light already is in your diary and planning around it a little bit. Things like conference and regional meetings and team times. It's really nice to be able to plan around those things, but always put your family first, in my opinion. All right, let's keep going. So how do you make money? What is our profit program? Well, there are 3 ways to make money in Party Light, and I've got them listed here on this slide. Now, the first way is through compensatable sales. Now, that's a big word, and it's not even spell checkable because it's not a real word. But compensatable sales is the money that you get from your guests at a party, guest orders only. Now, a host is allowed to buy as a guest. That might be a little complicated for you if it's your first new consultant training, but I just want you to be aware that a host is allowed, perfectly allowed, to buy any guest specials as a guest. And the host can add to the guest orders and have that help increase her host benefits. Perfectly legal. That is absolutely an allowed practice within Party Light. So don't be afraid to put the host in as a guest and as the host at the same time. So we earn 22% of all of our compensatable sales. So if you have a $1,000 party or $1,000 in sales, then the next week you're going to be paid $220. That's just how it works. Now, it's a weekly paycheck that we have, but we also have a monthly target. And the monthly target is called our bonus. And if we sell $2,800 or more in a 1-month calendar month, then at the end of the month, Party Light's going to add all of our sales up. They're going to say, yes, she earned more, give her a bonus, and they're going to pay me additional 6% in my pay in the first or second week of the month following. So we get paid weekly for our weekly events, and then we get paid monthly, a bonus, if we achieve $2,800 in sales or more. Okay? Now, the second way to earn money is through what's called Profit Plus. Profit Plus, Party Light often calls the paycheck of the heart. This is where we earn money because we have become leaders ourselves and we are training our teams. So I'm getting paid right now. How am I getting paid? Because when you are a successful salesperson, and hopefully this training will help you be a successful salesperson, I will earn 6% of what you sell. And that is my Profit Plus payment. So if you're interested in making more money out of a Party Light business, you want to achieve unit leader status and grow yourself a team, because as your team grows, your income grows. Now, the third way of making money in Party Light is to become a regional vice president and to be paid for growing your team. So when you get people who promote into higher positions, you actually get special incentive bonuses. That is a goal that I have in my Party Light career. I'm not there yet. Currently, I'm earning compensatable sales and Profit Plus. And I'm making quite a lot of money just with those two. But I do think that it'll be fun to earn special incentive bonuses, so I'm working towards that. So how do you get started in moving up the chain? Well, it starts with you, and then you sponsor someone, and then you sponsor someone else, and you sponsor someone else, you sponsor someone else. It's very, very simple, and I'm going to show you how it's part of your regular process anyway. The next slide. How do you set your goals? Well, for your launch party, you want that to be your grand opening. You're going to host a party probably at your house, maybe at a friend's house, but it'll be your launch party. And just quietly, you can have as many launch parties as you want. Launch parties are not limited to one. You could have a launch month if you want to. You could have a launch year. You could say, this is my grand opening year. It's my first year in business. I'm having a party. Would you like to come? And that's perfectly legal. So you can have as many parties as you want to, but it's your grand opening. We also want you, as I said earlier, to organize 2 parties right away. You're going to find a couple of people who you know, like, and trust, and who will help you to practice your presentation. Let them know that you'll have your L plates on and that you'll be going through the process in order to learn it and to get better at it. They will invite a few people over, and you will show them what they need to do to make it successful. All right. Achieving Bright Start. Bright Start is that amazing program I told you about. And in your first 3 business months, you're going to have the capability of earning a lot of free gift certificates and a lot of free products when you sell and sponsor in your first 3 months. So I like to say that you should set weekly and monthly goals. A party a week works a treat is a motto that you're going to hear a lot in Party Light. And it's true. If you do a party a week, you're going to stay on top of things. You're going to have really good sales. You're going to have a consistent paycheck, and you're probably going to bonus every month. So you'll earn 28% on your commissions instead of 22%. And that is just really brilliant. So a party a week works a treat is a very good goal for you to get started. And you'll probably earn all of the Bright Start program if you do it. How do you achieve Bright Start? Well, the best thing to do is to remember our key targets of 10, 3, 2. 10 is the number of guests in attendance at every party. I like to tell the host that 8 people plus her and me is a perfect party. And so 10 is a great target. Can we do a party with more? Yes. Can we do a party with fewer? Yes. But if we set her a target of 10 people plus her and plus me, or 10 people including her and me, it's going to be a success. How do you become a Bright Start superstar? Well, a Bright Start superstar has had consistent sales in month 1 and month 2 and month 3 of her first 3 months of Party Light. And you know what? If you're doing that, it shows that you're achieving the number 3. What's the number 3? It's the number of bookings that you attempt to get at every party. 3 bookings out of 10 people. How do you do it? By inviting all 10 people to book a party. 7 of them aren't going to do it, but 3 of them will. 3 of them eventually will, I promise you, if you follow some of the training that I'll talk about tonight. And 2, sponsoring from the start. You will achieve Bright Start goals for sponsoring when you have 2 leads from every party that you follow up on. So if you do have 10 people at a party, 2 of them are going to be people that you probably like. 2 people who really love the candles. 2 people who say something in the party that makes you think, wow, I think she should sell Party Light. And if she did, she could achieve whatever that goal was. So listening to people at the parties enables you to find the right people to ask, would you like to find out more about the Party Light business? All right, so that's how to achieve Bright Start. Setting targets for individual parties, 10, 3, 2. You'll hear me say it over and over again. 10 people in attendance, 3 bookings from every party, 2 leads at every party makes you a successful candle consultant from the start. Now, I asked the question at the bottom here, what's normal? Well, it's not normal for your every single party to be 10, 3, 2. It's just not. Those are goals, aspirational goals, to have 10 people there, to get 3 bookings, to have 2 leads, and to follow up on everything. So don't be feeling like you're not successful if you don't achieve 10, 3, 2, but just use 10, 3, 2 as a guide for what you should do at every single party. Okay? Cool? Moving on. Controlling your calendar. Oh my goodness me. I just want to show you something. It's really cute. Today in the mail, I got this guide dogs mail, and you probably are going to get one too. They sent it out to me. They didn't ask me if I wanted it. They just sent it to me. And it's got this, it says Pawfik Puppies. And on the inside, it's got a month at a glance calendar for 2018. I love it. You know why I love it? Look at how small it is when I fold it up. So I'm going to keep this, and I've already started using it today. And I did this even before I thought about showing it to you guys. But I'm going to show it to you now. In fact, let me stop sharing this page for a second, because I'm going to give you this basic diary sharing right now. Pause share. I'm going to hit stop share, and here I am. This is me. All right, so have a look at my January. Now I'm going to put it way up front. And here, you're going to see over here, this says the bell at Paul's 50th. I'm in a band, and I've already got a gig. So maybe you've been invited to a party on a day or a wedding or something. Make sure you put those sorts of things into your diary early. Let me show you another one. Do you see the 20th of January? That's my wedding anniversary. Notice that it's not colored green. I'm not going to work on my wedding anniversary. It's a Saturday for the first time ever. So I'm definitely, that's the X wedding anniversary. Then I've got Australia Day. I get drunk with my friends on Australia Day. I don't know about you, but I have a good time on my deck, and we just sit here and just drink margaritas and have a good thing. It's sort of like combining Mexico and Australia together, but that's all right. So I'm not going to book a party on Australia Day, but you can also see that I like to work on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and that's what I've highlighted. I highlighted here the 4th and the 5th and the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And so you can see what I've highlighted. This is when I want to do my parties. All right? This is the way to manage your diary. Put in the things that are important to you first. Cross out days that you don't want to work. If you have a Monday to Friday job, then you can't ever work Monday to Friday during the day. So just cross out half of a day. But let's say that you do want to work 1 weeknight a week. Pick which day it's going to be. For me, in living in Sydney, I always pick Thursdays, because Thursday's late night shopping, and I tell people it's late night candle shopping, and they love that. So I just make it up. But you shouldn't worry too much about being available all the time. The reason that I don't work here is I can't work every day. This is what I do for a living. So I'm going to do training on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm going to take Mondays off and Sundays off for the most part. And so this is how I manage my diary. First thing that goes in is always my personal stuff. The second thing that goes in is things like the launch party. So I'm having a launch party here at my house on the 7th of January. That would definitely go into the diary first. Team time will always go into the diary before a party, always. Another thing that's going in is this leader summit. You might see here, leader summit. It's 3 days of training for leaders. It's at the beginning of every year, and I'm going to be going to that. So I would never book a party then, and I would always make sure I'm available for that. What else would go in there? New consultant mix and mingle. The next one, you can already put this in your diary. The next one is scheduled for the 17th of January at 7:30, and that's going to be a live one where you guys come to my house. Now, if you don't live in Sydney, you're still welcome to come to my house, but you don't have to. You can be on the webinar like you are tonight. So really, really easy. If you put your personal stuff in first, training in second, identify when you want to do parties third, and now you have a diary that you can work with your clients when you're making calls and when you're seeing people. So the reason I love this is, besides the fact that it has cute dogs on it, it'll fit into my purse really easily. It's simple for me to use, and it's easy for them to see when I'm available. Cool? All right, let me go back and see if I covered everything. Share screen. Which one is it? PowerPoint slideshow, share. Okay, look at this. How much time do you have to consistently commit to your Party Light business and your income? I want to tell you right now, part-time for this business, 5 to 10 hours a week. Can you put in 5 to 10 hours a week into Party Light? If the answer is no, talk to me. Let me see if I can find 5 to 10 hours a week for you to do Party Light. That makes you do either 1 party a week or 2. All right, a party a week is 5 hours. 2 parties a week is 10 hours a week. We can find that in your diary if we work together, using all 7 days and still making sure that you have time to do what you need to do and to rest. Okay, I totally believe in rest. Don't think I don't. So there we go. There you go. That's controlling your calendar. Business doesn't just happen. You make it happen. And you make it happen by having your diary completely ready to go so that you're ready to take a booking whenever you want to. All right. The next slide says design a contact list. Now, this little tidbit on this slide says the Party Light list. It talks about professionals and acquaintances, relationships, team, young at heart, leisure, information, trade, and enthusiastic. Now you can read all of what that says on the sheet. This is available on your CBC, the Consultant Business Center, under downloadable information, and then under, I think it's guides and forms, but I'm not completely sure, but you'll be able to find it. And it's called the Party Light list. Now this list is a great tool for you as a brand new consultant. It enables you to identify lots and lots of people that you know and to just write them down. And I challenge you to write down between 30 and 50 names. They're probably mostly going to be women. That's okay. But don't exclude men, because men do host parties, become consultants, become leaders, and certainly become great clients. So definitely don't exclude men from this Party Light list. So once you make a list of a lot of people in all of these different categories, then I want you to go through it and think, circle the names of all of the people on that list who you think might have a candle party. If you invited them to have a candle party, they might do it. So just circle their names. Now, to be honest with you, it's everybody. Every single person on the list might have a party if you asked them. So I'm going to teach you how to ask everybody. But I'm sure that you have a few people on that list who you think are more likely to help you get started than not. So those are the people I want you to circle, okay? Now, I also want you to put a star by anybody's name on your list, your Party Light list. Put a star by the names of anybody who would be a great candle lady with you. Now, I'm going to tell you a story, and that it's a short story. my best friend, Angela, sells Party Light. She sponsored me. She sponsored her best friend. And we do it together, and we've done it together for almost 13 years. She's been selling it for 13 years. I've been buying from her for 13 years. And I've been selling myself now for 12 and a half. And I love that we have this together. We both sell candles. We're both leaders. We both have our own teams. We have our own clients. At first, we had a lot of the same clients, and then over time, we separated and grew out. So I have my own client base, and she has her own. Every now and then, we have a little overlap, but we just talk it through, and we make sure that whoever they want to buy from, really, it's not up to us, it's up to them. If Denise wants to buy from Angela, she does. And if Denise wants to buy from me, she does. And if Denise ever wanted to join the business, it's Denise's decision who she signs up under. It's not ours. So it's a great way to get started. So invite a friend to join you. And even if all you do is invite them to come to a team time or a training event with you as a visitor, that might be what it takes. I do remember that I went to an exhibition, a Party Light kind of exhibit that Angela and her leader were running. And it was her leader, Eliana, who met me and said, you should think about doing this too. You love the candles. And I'd never really thought about it. Angela certainly wasn't trying to sponsor me, but it planted a seed. So invite them and see what happens. All right, let's move on. Know the host program. So you've got this list of people and you've got circles around their names if you think that they're going to possibly have a party, but what are you going to tell them? So you need to know the host program. So let's teach you that. This one slide all by itself is gold. So product credit and bonus vouchers are part of the host program. Platinum customer service is part of the host program. What does the host get? They get you. And you're going to give them amazing customer service because that's what we do in Party Light. We give great customer service. We're knowledgeable. And when we don't know the answer, we go and find it. So you don't have to know everything right away, but you have to know when to go and find the information and respond to whatever they wanted to know. We also have host specials, host exclusive specials. And yes, there are terms and conditions. Usually, in order to buy things at the extreme discount that Party Light gives them, they have to have a $500 party and they have to have a booking. And that means that you must have made at least one booking from their party. Guess what? If they really want the special, they can book another party with you. And that's perfectly legal as well. So let's just keep going. In this little graph here, you'll see that guest sales less than 150, guest sales higher than 150 but below 500, and then guest sales 500 plus. Do you see that? All right. Now, parties generally hit $500 or more, generally. And when they do, let's go all the way to that row. The postage is free. None of the guests pay for postage. The host doesn't pay for postage, and you don't pay for postage. The party paid for the postage. It's included. All right? So postage is free. The booking voucher. Now, a smart Wendy would have had a booking voucher with me, and I don't. So I'm just going to keep talking. The $50 booking vouchers that come in your kit are gold, and they are a great marketing tool. But they come with a little term and condition. The party has to be a $500 party. And once it's a $500 party, you, not Party Light, you can give the host a $50 voucher to spend any way she wants. Any way she wants. Okay? Now, why am I saying that you're giving it to them? Because it's only coming from you. It costs you $10 to give her 50. And you only ever have to spend that $10 if you've earned over $100 from the party. Think about it. It has to be a $500 party. You have to have earned at least 22% of that, which is $110. And the $50 voucher that you're going to give to her to thank her for booking the party is going to cost you $10. So you're already made $110 minus $10 means you still made $100 from that party. All right? Does that make sense? So you are the one giving it to her, not Party Light. What does Party Light give her? That's the next line. They give her 20% product credit to spend any way she wants. So 20% of the sales, if you have a $500 party, 20% is $100. If you have a $1,000 party, 20% is $200. Just use your calculator on your phone, multiply whatever the total compensatable sales are, and multiply that by 20%, and you'll get your answer. Okay? And then add the $50. So if it's a $600 party, 600 times 20% is $120. Plus 50 equals $170 worth for free. That's just an example. All right? So whatever the compensatable sales are, as long as they're 500 or higher, multiply it by 20% and add 50. All right? Let's move backwards. Occasionally, we have parties that don't hit $500 in sales. Maybe a whole bunch of people cancel at the last minute. Or maybe she didn't do a very good job at inviting people. Even though you gave her some really good hints and tips and good host coaching, she dropped the ball. And so she only had 1 or 2 people come, and they didn't really, they didn't buy $500 worth of candles each. They bought maybe 2 jar candles each. So $59 from one, $59 from another. Maybe someone bought a special. The sales are only end up being $200 or $300. That's okay. Make the host feel great. The host feels bad because she knew that she's not going to get $500 in sales, and she feels bad for you wasting your time. She feels bad for herself because she's not going to get the benefits. Don't make her feel worse. Make her feel fantastic. Say, you know what? That's fabulous. You still get 15% for free. Let's figure out what you'd like. And make sure you take her order before you offer her the 15% more for free. Ask her what she'd like to buy and include that as a sale. Now, if she doesn't want to buy anything, that's okay. She can have 15% for free. All right? Does that all make sense? So add her order to the party and then calculate the 15%. You might be surprised. She might order enough to make it a 20% party by taking the party over the $500. And a lot of people book parties not so they get the free stuff, but they love getting the free stuff. Let's go back one more. Less than $150. If you collect orders, generally a party is not going to be less than $150. But if it does, it's almost like collecting an outside order. I had a lady call me today and order 1 box of tea lights. She wants 1 box of silver birch tea lights. And she lives about 40-minute drive from me. So I had a little chat with her about that. I said, it's $18. And if I'm going to get it shipped straight to you, it's $15 shipping. And she said, oh, well, that would be stupid. I said, yeah, it probably would be. I said, would it be all right with you if we organize for you to either pick it up from me or I drop it off to you when I'm next in your area? She was very happy for that. So I'm not even going to enter that order until I have at least $150 in orders. Okay? But let's say that she ordered a present and it was a $90 gift. And she even got a candle to go with it. So a $90 hurricane and a $39 candle. And that's all she wanted. She doesn't want anything else. I would charge her $90 plus $39 plus $15. 90 plus 39 is $129 plus 15 is $144. I would charge her $144 and I would ship it wherever in Australia she wants it to go. I would ask her to deposit that money into my bank account. I'd give her my BSB and my account number, and I'd ask her to send me a copy of the receipt. And then I would put the order through, and Party Light will charge me the $15 shipping, and they will charge me the cash payment that she's given me for the rest. This is a more complicated order, I know, and I don't want you to focus on it because outside orders are not where we're trying to target you now that you're a new consultant. We want you to work on getting parties. Outside orders are going to come later when you're more advanced anyway. So for now, book parties and you will have an easier time at figuring out the different host offers. Don't worry too much about the less than 150 because it doesn't happen very often until you start to have a lot of clients who want to reorder. And then I'll teach you skills to help them buy more so that they don't have to pay the shipping fee. Okay? I hope that helps. Let me hit the go button. I don't know why these little red lines are on my my presentation. Nope, I still don't know why. All right. Anyway, all right. More of the host program. The host booking rewards, you get one for every booking, one half price item for every booking, but it must be a $500 party. As a new consultant, it's really important that you know that. It must be a $500 party. So if she only has a $300 party, but you get 3 bookings, don't offer her any half price items. She's not eligible for them. It needs to be a $500 party. Now, you might tell her that, and you might ask her if she thinks that we have the possibility of getting $200 more in sales so that she is eligible for more. I would definitely try that so that, because if you get 2 or 3 bookings, that means her friends really like the product. So maybe she'll have other friends that really like the product too, and they'll buy something. All right. Now, just to be clear, when there's half price items have to be paid for. These are additional benefits. So remember the $600 option I told you, a $600 party? She gets $170 worth for free. That's $170 of full price catalog items. There are no host specials available for free, and there are no guest specials available for free. And it says that on all of the brochures. So when you get the brochures, make sure you read the fine print. Host credit cannot be used to purchase guest specials or host specials. Okay? So they have to buy them. So if there's a $35 wax pack available that month, and she has $500 in sales and a booking, you can sell her the $35 wax pack, but she still gets the $170 worth of free product in addition. All right? If you're confused by any of this, just let's do some role playing and work through it before you do your parties. I'm happy to help. All right, let's go to the next page. How do you care for your hosts once you get them? Well, your host determines your earnings, your bookings, your potential sponsors, your repeat business. It's really important to take care of them. And the worst thing you could do is to book a party and then just to wait and show up on the day. You really do want to make sure you make some connections. So here's what you want to do. I'll go to the next page. You want to connect. Call to make sure that they've got the pack. Now, if you gave them a little host pack at the party where they booked the party, great. If you didn't, then you need to mail them a couple of catalogs, a couple of order forms, maybe a list of for her to make a guest list. Maybe you send her the party light list that I showed you before so that she can have a think about different people to invite. Maybe you send her a tea light to look at while that she's writing out her list. I used to send a tea light and a tea bag in my host packs, but I would give my host packs away to save myself having to post them. I give them when people book a party at a party. But sometimes people book a party on the phone and you have to send them out a host pack, and that's all right. So make sure they've got it, but then make sure they know what's in it. It's oftentimes I will come to a party and they haven't even really opened the host pack. They haven't looked at it at all. I'm guilty of that myself. I've done an Enyo party where she sends me a full host pack and I haven't opened up a thing. I just hand it back to her and she takes it away. I've done it with Intimo. I'm sure that we've all done it. So how helpful was it to even receive it? Well, it wasn't. So why don't we make it more helpful? Let's give them a little phone call and say, listen, let me tell you what I included in there. All right? One of the things I always make sure to include in there is a little brochure that we have about joining the business. And I always tell my hosts that they are welcome to join the business if they would like to, and then I can train them how to do their own party. So I like to let them know that it's a possibility, and if they have any questions about it, they should let me know now. Okay? Easy. Notice I'm using the word if a lot. if they're interested, if they want to ask me questions, if they've ever thought about doing a network marketing or a party plan business like this, then I would love to help them. So I'm not telling them they should or they need to or they would be really smart to. I'm just saying, if you're interested, let me know. You do want to make another phone call a little bit down the line. You want to give them a ring and say, listen, do you need any help with your invitations, or do you need any more material? Do you need anything? Can I help you at all? Now, this phone call is going to remind them about the party, and it's going to help them to invite more people. If you don't make this phone call, they won't be thinking about it. It's not the top of their mind. It's not very important to them. It's important to you. So by making this call or reaching out, now, notice I keep using the word call. I really do love the phone, and I love talking to people and leaving them voicemails where they can hear my voice. I think people really hear a lot of enthusiasm and friendliness in my voice when I call them. So I want to encourage you to do the same thing, but not every single one of these touch points needs to be a phone call. Some of them could be a text. Some of them could be a Facebook message. Some of them could be an email. But really, I want you to be strong and be courageous and call people and leave them a voice message, because a lot of people don't answer the phone, but they do listen to their voicemails and they hear your voice and they hear your enthusiasm. It's very helpful. The rewards, you definitely want to call her on this one, though. You want to call and say, listen, I'm just leaving you a message to let you know that you are going to get some really great benefits when we're done with the party. And most of my clients get about $100 to $150 to $200 worth of free products at the end. So I was hoping that you would take some time before I get there and look through the catalog and make a list of things that you want to buy. If money were no object, what would you get? Because I want to try and get you everything that you want. And I don't want you to have to pay much for it. So I want to try and help you be really successful. What a great message to get. And hopefully the client will look at the calendar, the catalog, and make some choices and make a list of what she wants. It'll make it so much easier at the end of the party, because at the end of the party, if she doesn't have any idea what she wants, sometimes that takes the longest. That order is the longest one. Anyway, let's move on to the very last call. Now, I usually don't make this a phone call. This is actually usually a text message from me. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'm so excited about your party. Just wanted to remind you to send a text message to everybody and let them know that you're excited to see them tomorrow. Maybe you should include your address so that they have it right there on their phone, and remind them what time to start. Now, you know what else I do just to be really helpful? I send them a text written to them, and then I send them the text that I would really like them to forward to their friends. I write it for them. They don't have to send exactly what I say. They could edit it if they want. But I have so many clients that just say, wow, that's awesome. I'll forward it now. And they forward that message to all of their friends. Easy peasy. The excitement call is really cool. All right, so let's move on. How do you get ready for a party? Well, the first thing is you got to practice what you're going to say. And this I was ready for. I did bring these with me. These are the party cards. This is the party card envelope that you can buy it if you don't have it. And if you do have it from your kit, then that's great. And there are 4 cards inside of it. Sorry, there we go. 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They all say Party Light on one side, so they look really good, and they're note cards. You can use these at your party, but they're great for practicing what you're going to say. Now, the first card is a summary of the other 3. We are so into cheat sheets. So these 3 are repeated with a little bit more detail on the other 3 cards. So there's card number 1. I'm not expecting you to read these. Card number 2. I just want you to see how many words are on them. It's not a lot of words. And card number 3. The font's not even very small. The font, you can read the font. All right. So let me just go through the cheat sheet one, the short one. Step 1, introduction to products and the business opportunity. Number one, do introductions. Number two, it's more than products. There's a business opportunity here. Number three, the party light difference. Number four, explore the decor that you brought. That's all you do in part one. Part two, combine, create, and share. Use the wheel and the crayons to find their favorite fragrances, combine the fragrances, create their signature scent, and then share their favorite combinations with each other. Fabulous. There's a little interaction, a little game. And then part three, build your business, sell products, get hosts and consultants. Interesting. Number one, sell their signature scent. Invite them to buy 2 or more fragrances plus decor. 2 or more plus decor. It's a cute little rhyme. Use the catalog to help you and use wish lists to help them get all the information down. Find new hosts. You're going to find new hosts when you talk to people because you're going to invite each and every guest to book a party. Sell the opportunity by sponsoring. Well, that's by keeping your ears open. Keep your ears open and listen to what people are saying to each other, and you will know who to approach about the business opportunity. And take orders using the wish list. Beautiful. That's it. The party's over. Done. Done and dusted. You have done the party if you do those 3 steps. How easy is that? So you want to practice that. Use the cards and practice it. I love the envelope that they come in, and I keep all my cards in the envelope. And I've done this for 12 and a half years. I use the cards. Why do I use the cards? Because it makes it look like anybody could do this job. I have a secret. Anybody can do this job. Use the cards. You'll be fine. All right. You do want to practice setting up your display. Now, if you got the $75 kit, you won't have very many products to show off, and that is perfectly fine because you don't need very many products. Bring your jar candle because you get a jar candle. Light your jar candle. Bring the crayons. Bring all of the order forms and the catalogs, and you will be able to sell the products using exactly these processes. And you're going to make money right away, and you'll be able to buy new products as you go, and you'll be able to earn new products as you go as well. We have great programs to earn free or discounted products as consultants. So I'll tell you all about that later. So practice setting up your display. If you did get a bigger kit, then look at what I've said here. Pack your kit, maximum 10 items, maximum. Do not bring more than 10 items or you will fail miserably because it'll take you too long to set up, take you too long to break down. It'll look like your job's really hard and you'll overwhelm them because they're not going to look at everything anyway. So just 10 items. I like to bring 1 big piece, 1 melt warmer, 1 stick holder, 1 jar candle and jar candle holder, a spray. I love the spray. The LED pillars, I love them too. And what else? What else? Oh, a tea light holder or a votive holder, or better yet, something that doubles as both. Woohoo! That way I only have to bring 1. And I just bring these as examples of the quality and the workmanship for Party Light products and as a demonstration of the different types of candles that we have. So easy. Make it easy on yourself. All right. Dress for success. Please don't wear thongs and jeans and scraggly clothes. And just, you do not need to wear a suit. You don't need to get dressed to the nines, and you don't need to wear makeup and go crazy, but you do need to arrive looking professional. We do have Party Light badges that you can get on the CBC. If you scroll all the way down, there's ways to buy literature and all kinds of things. So use those tools, but dress for success without going over the top. Just make sure that you look like you're the consultant, not the guest. Okay. By the way, we talked about this last night at the Leader Academy, and one of the best bits of advice that Eliana gave, and I would give the same advice, is make yourself a little uniform. Buy a pair of black pants and black cropped pants and wear 1 black button-up shirt or something, and have a pin that you wear or your name badge, and wear the same thing to every party. And that way you don't worry about it too much, and you know you always look good. So that's just an idea. By the way, I do that. I do that. I wear Intimo to every party. I have Intimo outfits that I've bought from Intimo parties, and that's just my uniform. That's what I wear. Okay, know where you're going to go. Use maps. Make sure that you are prepared with your Navman or your Google Maps to get to your party, and arrive on time. I like to arrive about 30 minutes before the party is supposed to start. And I invite my hosts. I say, listen, invite everybody for 9:30 for a 10 o'clock start, or invite them for 1:30 for a 2 o'clock start. I arrive at the same time as the guests. I arrive at about 1:30, but the guests usually arrive after me anyway. So I arrive at 1:30 for a 2 o'clock start, and I let them see how easy it is to set up my display. I don't try and have everything ready by the time everybody gets there. I arrive at 1:30. I set up in about 5 minutes. If you don't bring a lot of stuff, it's easy to set up. Maybe 10, because you have to put the crayons out and you put the things. You just make sure everything's lit and looking beautiful. Anyway, there we go. Let's move on. So that's how to prepare. At the party, you want to start on time. I would never wait longer than 15 minutes to start a party, even if everybody was running late. I'd say, listen, we've got a lot of people here who got here on time, so is it okay if we just go ahead and get started and everybody else can catch up in part 2? Okay? Introduce yourself and outline your presentation. Use the party cards. So I like to tell people, hey, my name is Wendy. I am a Party Light consultant. I have been doing this for about 12 years. The reason I started Party Light is that I just absolutely love the products. I had been buying them for quite a long time. The reason I stay as a consultant is because I really love the lifestyle. I love the candles all over my house. I like the income that I'm getting, and I love my team. And so I'm just here to show you Party Light and hopefully introduce you to a really nice product that you fall in love with as much as I have. And today, if it's all right with you guys, I've got a 3-part presentation. And part 1 is where we do some introductions and I share with you what I've brought. Part 2, we're going to go through the fragrances that we have. This is the main part of the party. It'll take about 10 or 15 minutes for you to do some fragrance smelling, and we'll do some blending as well. And then part 3 is where I explain the specials to you, and I let you know about the Party Light ordering process, and we just go through that, and we do some shopping time. How does that sound? Okay. Now, that, by the way, is my absolute introduction. That's exactly it, word for word. You could write that transcript, and that would be exactly what Wendy says at the beginning of every party. And I get nods at the end. They say, absolutely, that sounds great. Let's get started. And I talk too much. You could tell already. So I just keep to that agenda, and I keep saying, all right, that's part 1 done. Let's go to part 2. We're going to smell stuff now. Is that good? And I just keep talking to everybody. I hope that helps. Explain the available payment methods. Make sure people know that they're going to place their orders on the night of the party and they're going to pay on the night of the party. Now, I don't do that right at the beginning. I do that at the end, but I do that before I start taking their orders. I say, all right, so by the way, I take Visa, I take MasterCard, I take cash, and I take direct deposits. If you can do it tonight on your phone, that'd be fine. I can do that easily. And what I'll do is then I'll put the order in tomorrow, and you'll be receiving it in the next 5 to 10 business days. And everybody goes, oh, great, that's fantastic. And I say, listen, I like to do it that way because that way the host doesn't have to collect any money. I do all of the work for her. I don't like to chase money, and I know that you guys don't like to be chased for money. So we'll just do it all tonight. And 1 or 2 people in the audience may not have known that they had to pay. And they ask me in front of everybody, what if we can't pay tonight? I say, you know what? Come up and tell me what your wish list is, and let's talk about it when you come up. And I deal with them privately, okay? And if they can't pay me for 2 weeks, I'm not going to put their order in. If they can't pay me till Thursday and it's Saturday, I'm not going to include their order on the party. But I am going to take their order, and I am going to process it on Thursday. Hopefully, I can do it for a really good price for them, and it's going to work really well. But I'm not going to hold up a whole party for one person. So I take good care of them, but it doesn't get contributed to that party. That's the way I do it. You can do it any way you want, but never take their order and don't take their money at the same time, and never place that order. It's really important. And I think that we train on that really regularly in my team, and I know that we have success when we work that way. So I just wanted to share that with you and explain the delivery process, that it takes about 2 to 3 weeks, or up to 10 to 15 business days to receive the order. Sometimes it's faster, but I can not guarantee that it's going to be faster than that. And so people tend to accept what you tell them. So let them know that it takes up to 10 days, business days, for it to be delivered. I still have an itchy nose, by the way. I'm going to scratch it. There we go. And make sure that they know that everything gets delivered to the host. That is an important differentiation for Party Light. So for you guys who are very new and who have not done a party in a long time, I want you to know that that's one of the benefits of being a Party Light consultant. In a lot of party plans, the products get delivered to the consultant, and the consultant has to do a delivery. We don't have that. We package everything in a very tight way so that it will be protected and not broken when it arrives. Everything comes to the host, and we take care of providing the host with a list of who ordered what. So I'll get to that. Presenting. All right, sharing. You want to review your 3-step agenda, present your 3-step agenda, and then you want to take bookings, orders, and payments. Notice the order that I put them in. You want to take bookings, orders, and payments. Bookings first, then orders, then payments. I'll explain why in a minute. When you're serving your clients, you want to use the Love It list. Now, I don't even know if it's still called the Love It list or if it's the wish list now, but it's the little piece of paper that has a place for them to write their name, their email address, their phone number. They have a place where they can click that they want to get your candle connection email once a month. They have a place for them to write down their signature fragrance. They have a place for them to say if they're interested in having a party, what day of the week they would prefer. And they have a place to write down what they want. That is my gold. I never, ever hand out order forms. All I hand out are these wish lists. I give them the wish list and a pen, and I say, please use this and fill it out for me so that when you're ready to order, you can bring that up to me and I will help you with your order. And I write their order out with them. This is not the way I used to do it about 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I would have handed out order forms. They would have handed me the order forms. I would have given them a cursory look and thanked them. But that would have given me no time with them. And what you want at a candle party is to spend time with them. This might be a bit of a mind flip for you. But when you go to a party, you're actually not going to a party to sell anything. Selling stuff is just going to happen. You're going to a party to meet people. And when you talk to them one-on-one at the end, you're starting to form a relationship with them, and they are going to buy from you in the future, book from you in the future, and join your team in the future. The more you help them during that time. So I just want to share with you that the people who come to a candle party already are going to order for the most part, as long as you don't mess up and irritate them. All you have to do is be friendly and honest and helpful and follow the script of the party in a package, and you are going to be successful at a party in selling. You're going to learn techniques in how to sell the products, sell the specials, upselling, all of those. That's going to come. Don't worry about that. But when you're at a party, the real benefit is to meet the people and to get to know them. So use the wish lists and let them bring them up to you, and take the time to take their order. Read their wish list with them. Write out what they want. Ask for their payment. All right? But before you do, when they hand you their wish list, here, I've been handed a wish list. Hi, how are you? Did you enjoy the party tonight? They say yes. They always say yes. Yes, you did. That's great. Listen, could you tell me, when would you like to book your own party? What did I just do? When would you like to book your own party? What are they going to say? Oh, they might be stammering for words. Just say, were you thinking about having one? And if they say, no, I don't do parties, you say, oh, great. Well, what can I get you tonight? Fabulous. That's the right order. That is absolutely the right order to ask them, because if you can get them to say yes or no to booking a party first, then taking their order is easy. If you get a no right away, fabulous. Now you know that they're not booking a party, so you can take their order better. If you get a maybe, I've been thinking about it. The girls at work might be interested in doing this. Fantastic. Why don't I just show you the days that I'm available in the next few weeks? And we can write down the ones that might work for you. All right, so here we are. Let's look at the next few weeks. So when were you thinking? Well, and then get their idea. Were you thinking next week? No. All right, well, here's the week after. I'm available on Wednesday and Thursday. That's too soon? Okay, how about the week after that? I definitely have the Thursday, the 18th available. And then that's all I have that week, but that's late night candle shopping. So do you see what I've done? I'm helping them, guide them, and I'm guiding them 1 week at a time. Are you thinking about next week? No, that's too soon. Okay, great. How about the week after that? If I start by saying, all right, so were you thinking of doing one in January? January might be really hard because January, everybody's on holidays and stuff. It's a busy month. So no, let's do February. Oh my God, do you see what just happened? She just got rid of all of those possibilities because you asked her about a whole month at a time. Don't ask about a whole month at a time. Ask about a week at a time. Now, if she says, no, I couldn't do it anytime in January, let's go to February. Say, fine, here we are. We're looking at February. In the first week, I've got the 1st and the 2nd available. No? All right, let's move to the next week. See what I've done? I'm now taking her to the beginning again. And if you can narrow her down to a day of the week that she'd prefer, it makes it even easier. So there's lots of training on this, but start with the booking and then take her order. So good. So much better. All right. So where did I go? Use the Love It list, review the specials, and make sure the guests get everything they need. Sell to and offer parties to each guest, right? Collect payments at the party, and consistency is key. I always just ask people, say, how do you want to pay? How do you want to pay? Oh, yeah, I'll go get my purse. Hold on. That's what they say. Or, oh, can I transfer it to you? Sure. Can you do it now on your phone so that it's just done? If they say no, then I say, all right, well, I'm going to send you an invoice so that I can keep track of it. Is that all right? And I have to wait until the money clears to put the order in for everybody. So if you can send me a receipt that shows me that you've done the deposit right away, then I'll be able to put the order in for everybody. Is that okay? I just ask, right? Now, if she wants to wait till Thursday, I'm going to say, all right, I'm taking your order, but I'm going to pull it separate. All right. I get great results this way. People find the money. They find it. And if they don't have the money, then I offer for them to book a party. Why don't we get it for you for free by doing your own party? Okay. Now, here's another idea for you. Put a star on the actual Love It list or the wish list of anybody that you really like. Anybody that you think, wow, she would be awesome. Wendy would love to meet her. Or Wendy'd love to have her on our team. I'd love to have her on the team. She's really fun. Or, she could really use the money. I wish that she could do Party Light. If you have any of those feelings, put a star on the Love It list and write down why you had those feelings after she leaves. Because you're not going to talk about it with her right then and there. You don't have time. You got to take other people's orders. But you're going to contact her the next day and you're going to say, listen, I met you yesterday. Do you remember me? Yes, good. I want to just find out if you're interested in finding out more about the business opportunity, because I would absolutely love to have you on our team. I think you'd be good at it. Do you see what I've done there? I've offered information. I haven't said join up right away or do whatever. I've just given her a compliment and offered information. All right. It's important. So make sure you put a star on that piece of paper and write down why you're calling the next day. All right. And the last bullet here says collect any outside orders. Outside orders are sometimes hidden. The host has received them, but she forgot. So try and remember to get the outside orders from the host so that you don't accidentally enter the entire order when you get back. And then she calls you and says, oh, by the way, I collected a few orders from work. It's better to ask her right away. All right. Do you feel pretty good about that? That's how to serve them. How do you pamper the host then? All right. Well, at the end of the party, you've taken everybody's orders. You've got all these order forms sitting there, and you've got the wish list. So the wish lists and the order forms. Keep the wish lists because they've got heaps of information on them. I take an extra wish list, and I use that as a scratch sheet of paper, and I write down the first name and the total of every single guest. So let's say we had 5 guests. I'd write down Beth, $100, Jim, $200. Jim spent a lot. Becky, $59. So I write down all their names and the amount, and then I total it all up, and that's my compensatable sales. Okay? It's my compensatable sales. And now I go up to the host and I say, listen, so far we have $800 in compensatable sales. That means that you're going to be eligible for quite a bit for free. Are there any of the guest specials that you wanted to buy? All right. That's how I ask. Because I'm going to add the guest specials to the compensatable sales. And if she only has $400 in sales at the time, notice that she hasn't gotten to the 500 yet. I say, all right, so far we're at $400 in the compensatable sales. That's the sales that we're going to give you your bonus on. Are there any specials that you want to buy, or would you like to spend anything to add to that? Would you like to spend anything to add to that? If we get to 500, you're going to be able to get more for free. But if you don't have the budget, then that's fine. I can give you 15% for free right now. So notice how I've started with, does she have budget? What does she want? Her wish list might be $500 big. She's not going to get all of that for free. So she might as well spend $100 to bring it up to 500. Then she gets $150 worth for free. So far we're up to $250. She still wants another $250 worth of stuff. So I'll teach you that later because that's fun. You can get her more stuff for free by adding to her order. But I don't want to confuse you. And by the way, you won't ever have to calculate all of the host benefits right on the spot if that's not a strength of yours. If you aren't strong in this, if you don't feel confident in it, then all you have to do is say, listen, this is the total sales. This is how much I think you're going to be able to be eligible for free. Is it okay with you if I take your order and I go back and I figure out what the best deal is that I can get for you? And then you can call me and I can help you through the order. I would love to do that for your first few parties. You know, I am at your service to help you learn how to do this. So call me. All right. Do make sure that you confirm the delivery address because the delivery does require a signature. And if she works Monday to Friday and is not available to collect orders from the post office, it might make sense to have it delivered to another guest. It might make sense to have it delivered to a neighbor, or it might make sense to have it delivered to her office if she drives to work. The order will be big. The boxes will be big. You don't want her on the train with a whole bunch of boxes. She'll have to bring a gurney. All right, let's move on to the next page, which is processing. So you've done the party. Congratulations. You've done it. And hopefully you call me and you say, listen, I finished the party, and I get to ask you how it went, and we get to talk about what went right. We get to find out what you do differently. We want to just learn from it. So please call me after your party. But then the next thing you have to do is enter it. So we're going to process the party the next business day. You can do it that night if you want, but usually I'm so tired, I just want to, have a Bex and a lie down. So I usually do it within the next 24 hours. You want to put it into the system. Now, I am not going to train you on that tonight. I am absolutely not. Putting the orders into the system is not difficult, but it is pedantic. Pedantic's the word I'm going to use. The system won't let you make a mistake. but it might frustrate you at first trying to figure out how to use the different promo codes and making sure that you've hit total and that you've put the phone numbers in correctly and all of that. It's pedantic. It makes you do things exactly so that you don't make a mistake. So please, please feel free to let me help you with your first few parties. Always call me when you've got questions, and definitely watch the training, because there are some video trainings that we've already done, and they are in the new consultant mix and mingle page, so that you can find them and watch them, and it'll show you all the things you need to see. Okay. After you've processed the party, you will get an order summary. The order summary is very important, and you must print it to a PDF document and send it to your host, or print it on a printer and send it to your host. It's very important that you tell her who ordered what. Now, you can leave. Let me show you an order form. This is an order form, and there are 2 copies of it. There's actually 3. The pink copy I already gave to the client. The white copy is for me because that's got all the credit card information on it. The yellow copy is for the host. So you could, and probably should, leave a copy of everybody's order with the host so that when she gets the order, she can include this in the bag with each person's order. Okay? So that's a hint for you. But I personally don't usually do that. It's probably a good idea to do it. And when I have done it, I've been really proud of myself. So do that. But what I do is I take the order summary and I email it to the host with a thank you note that says, this was a great party. I'm so thankful for what you did. Attached is the order summary. I am happy to share with you my emails, all of them. I have them all in one single document. I think I've even uploaded them into the files of the new consultant mix and mingle group on Facebook. But if I haven't, I will do when I finish this training. Anyway, you want to guide her through the delivery process. A lot of party planners drop the ball after the party. They do the party and they never do anything else after. The order gets delivered, it's all done and dusted. They don't call people and ask how they are. They don't make sure everybody's happy. They don't make sure it was done. You know, I even had that experience recently with a consultant. They just never called me, never called anybody to make sure that they were happy. And think of it. You, as the consultant, might think, oh, this is overkill. I don't need to call every single person. But imagine if you did. Imagine if you called each person just quickly and said, listen, it's Sue from Party Light. I did the candle party for you a couple of weeks ago. I'm simply calling to make sure that you're happy with everything that you got. That's all you're calling for? Yeah, that's all. I did sign you up for my candle. You could say this at the end. I did sign you up for the candle connection because you asked me to. So look in your inbox at the beginning of every month for what our specials are. And if you ever need anything, please feel free to call me. What a great phone call. What a great phone call to receive. What a great phone call to give. What great service. And what a great way to build a relationship, because you didn't ask her for anything. You just offered good service. Oh my God. Can't tell you how good it is. Feels great to do them. Okay. I like to send the guests an email as well, thanking them for their orders and letting them know some top 10 tips about Party Light. I can share that email with you as well. I blind copy each of them so that they all get the same email, but so that they can't see each other's email addresses, because I respect their privacy. And I provide a host pack to all new hosts, and I start the process over again. So that's when I go back to the slide that we did before with those care calls: connect, attendance, rewards, and excitement. Remember that one? I already trained you on it. But it starts all over again, so you want to make sure you do that. All right, let's go to the next slide. Providing platinum customer service. So I'm just going to read this slide because I tend to add too much to every slide, don't I? But at the party, I want you to be informative, honest, and trustworthy. And don't tell them something that you don't know the answer to. Offer all of the specials and promotions with enthusiasm. The specials and the promotions what keep people coming back time and time again. It's what make people excited about having more than one party, because the specials keep changing. Tell them how excited you are every month to see what the new specials are. They will become more excited as well. And guarantee everything. Everything is guaranteed. 100%. You don't like it, then you can return it. I'll give you your money back. If you don't like it and want to exchange it, we'll exchange it. It'll just cost you a $9 exchange fee. Anything can be exchanged. You don't like it because it's broken, oh my goodness, return it. It doesn't smell the way you thought it was going to smell. Give it back to me. I will get you something else. Whatever they want, it's all guaranteed. We have 90 days to respect that guarantee using Party Light. But I pretty much respect that guarantee forever. So just guarantee everything. After the party, call them to make sure they're happy. I've already talked about that. Develop long-term customers by calling them regularly to see if they need more candles. And always ask for referrals. Asking for referrals is a really hidden art. I hope that you'll learn how to do it. It's one of the things I'm very good at. A lady today I was on the phone with, and she said, well, I don't really know if I'm the party type, but she was intrigued by the triple bonus voucher that I'm going to be able to offer her in January. She sounded like she wanted it, but she didn't sound like she wanted to do a party. So I said to her, well, listen, do you know anybody who likes to throw parties? Because maybe you could co-host one with her, a friend. And she goes, hey, that's a good idea. And I went, yeah, I have a lot of clients who do that. They don't really like to have parties themselves, but they like the benefits of the party, so they co-host one. It's a good idea. And she went, that sounds good. I'll talk to my friend. So now I have a follow-up call with her to see how her friend thought the idea was. All right, let's move to the next page. Looking for bookings. All right, so we're done with the party, but we don't even have any parties yet, do we? You're a new consultant. Maybe you have a few. That's fantastic. Keep them going and start doing your care calls. But let's look for bookings. So how do you do that? Well, they aren't going to just fall out of the sky. You need to ask for them. You need to share your business with people. Use your Party Light list and then start telling people about your new business. Call people and say, listen, do you have a minute for a quick call? Yes, I do. I wanted to let you know that I have just started selling candles with a company called Party Light, and I'm doing candle parties. And I was interested in finding out if you would like to learn more about that. Would you like a catalog? Would you like to book a party? Would you like to order something? Are you interested at all? Let them tell you what they're interested in. I probably put those questions in the wrong order, because you want to say the best way to help me would be to book a party. But if you're interested in just being on my mailing list or ordering a product or seeing a catalog, I'd love to help you. What a great phone call. Did it feel relaxed? Do you want to know why it comes out of my mouth so easily? It's because I've practiced, because I say these things all the time, not just in training, but in reality on my phone. Usually sitting in this chair right here. Here's phone number 1, and over here is phone number 2. And I use them both, and I just keep going back and forth. So let's see. Where am I? Use the $50 booking vouchers. Give away the $50 booking vouchers. Remember I told you that they cost you $10? They do, but only when they get used. So give them away. They are the most cost-effective advertising tool you have. Give them away to everybody on your Party Light list. Say, listen, I know you're not interested now, but I'm going to pop a $50 voucher into the mail with your catalog. And if you book a party and it has $500 in sales, I'm going to be able to give you that $50 extra just for booking a party. Woohoo! It's a fantastic tool. Go to work, give everybody a $50 voucher. Even if you're not allowed to sell at work, you should be allowed to give something away. Give everybody a $50 voucher. Say, I've just started selling candles. Call me after work and let me tell you more about it. Easy. All right. Book parties at parties. This is the best place to book parties. This is why we want to get you your first 6 parties scheduled. If you can do 6 parties, if you can do number 1, share your business with everyone, and find 6 parties, then I can help you learn how to get bookings from those parties to carry you on until your 12 and a half year in Party Light. All of my bookings come from sharing my business with everyone and booking parties at parties. All right? Have your diary with you, whether it's this cheap little one that you get in the mail, or whether it is this is my old one. Here you go. That one, I just bought that at not Costco, at Office Works. You know, it's got, and I had to buy tabs because I like to go to the months really quickly. So I put tabs in there. Anyway, moving on. Have your diary ready and know when you're available. That is really key to booking parties. And I like to know 3 months in advance. And I will tell you our meetings a year in advance. So you can actually have a full year of team time and regionals and conferences, and all of that can already be in your diary. Use the $50 vouchers when you're at a party. Give them away at the party. If someone says, you know, my sister might want to have a party, I'll let her know. Give her a $50 voucher and make it out to her sister. Ask her to give her sister the $50 voucher and the catalog, and let her know that if her sister ends up booking a party, that you'll give her a little gift to thank her for introducing you to her sister. Oh, what do you give her? Wrap up 3 tea lights in a little bag and give it to her. It's free. It's good. Doesn't need to be anything huge. Okay, moving on. Book on the phone. When you are making the phone calls, if people open the door to booking a party, don't let it close. Tell them you've got your diary with you. Would they like to look at dates? Get them to find out when they're interested in having a party. Find out what days of the week they want. Follow up with everyone and you will get booking. It's funny too. Some people will tell you at the party that they don't want to have a party, but then they'll go to work the next day and tell people what they did. And they'll say, oh, did you book a party? And they might change their mind thinking, wow, it might not be that hard to get people to come. See, the reason people don't book parties are usually just 2 things. 1, they don't think anybody will come. And 2, they don't think anybody will buy. So they think that they're going to waste their time and they think that they're going to waste your time. So they don't book parties. If you can alleviate their concerns about getting people to come by telling them that we're going to have great specials, and if you can alleviate their concern about people not buying by saying it doesn't matter if they buy or not, I'm going to enjoy meeting them, it's a brilliant solution. If you can overcome those 2 things, you'll overcome the world. All right. And ask for referrals. As I already said, asking for referrals is a really great thing. All right, let's move to the next slide. Sponsoring enthusiastically. Now, you might not think that you're ready to sponsor because you're brand new, but I would like to tell you something. The only thing that you are qualified to do right now is to sponsor someone. Really, because the only thing you've done is start. So you can show someone how to start. Really. See, in my little box over here on the right, it says 2 ways to start, a full kit or a fast kit. You know that because you already started and you picked one, the full kit or the fast kit. So all you have to do to sponsor is to offer people the opportunity to select the full kit or the fast kit. If they want to ask questions that you don't know the answers to, 3-way call me. Call me up, 3-way, and say, listen, let me introduce you to Wendy. She's my leader. She'd be happy to help me answer your questions. And we're going to so what would you like to know? I'd like to learn from Wendy and I'll listen in. That's easy. Or we could have a coffee with them. I don't mind coming and meeting them in person. Happy to do that. Or we could do a Skype call, or a webinar like this one. Anything that they want. I'm happy to help. The other thing is that when you sign up as a consultant, I'd like to give you a new mindset because you might have thought that you started to sell these candles. I'm selling candles. I'd like you to sell 2 things. When people ask you what you do with Party Light, Let them know that you sell candles at parties and you teach other people how to do the same thing. I sell candles at parties and I teach other people how to do that too. I sell candles at parties and I teach other people how to do that too. If you can make that sentence work really, really naturally, then you will be able to sponsor people because they will be aware that it is a possibility. Okay? So when I introduced myself in my personal commercial earlier, I hope I said almost exactly those words so that people know that I have a team and I like growing my team. I like supporting my team. And that's brilliant. So you don't have a team yet, but you actually do. It's my team. My team is your team. So we like growing our team. You can use the our word. You can say my team. It's yours. And we can share it together. All right. How do you do it? You use sponsoring seeds. Now you're going to learn more about sponsoring seeds as we go, but a sponsoring seed already is your personal commercial. Why did you start? Why do you stay? Perfect sponsoring seed. Another good sponsoring seed is these are all of the products that I got in my free starter kit. Ooh, that was a sponsoring seed. Or a sponsoring seed might be, you know what? All of this right here in this little area costs about $100. That's about on average how much a consultant makes at every party that they do. They make about $100. So I could get that by holding this party. It's a sponsoring seed. Another sponsoring seed might be at our unit meeting the other night, I learned that juniper citrus mint, the fragrance, is a fragrance that should be really well liked by people who like gin and tonic. Now, how is that a sponsoring seed? Because you're talking about the fact that you went to a team meeting and it's a monthly team meeting, or that you were on a webinar with your leader getting your training. These are all little seeds and they just come out of you as you practice them. So I'll keep teaching you about sponsoring seeds in the new Consultant Mix and Mingle page, as well as on our team page. Your monthly sponsoring expectation. If you're doing a party a week, a party every week, and you're following 10-3-2, then you can expect to sponsor a person every month. I'm not kidding. Because if you identify 2 people out of every party, that means that you're offering the business to 8 people every month. And out of those 8 people, 1 is very likely to select one of those 2 kits. I promise you. In fact, the number might even be higher. So I want you to realize that if you're doing a party a week or 2 parties a week, you're very likely to sponsor 1 or 2 people every month. And that is a normal part of the business. It's normal for me. And that's not just because I'm a leader. It's because I actually follow 10-3-2. So remember, I told you 10-3-2 is pretty important. I tell my hosts that I'd love 10 people to be there. I ask all 10 people if they would like to book a party, and that helps me find my 3 bookings. And I identify 2 people, and I offer them the opportunity to find out more about the business. And look at what happens to my team. I have the largest team in Australia, 10-3-2. You can have the largest team in Australia. Promise. Anyway, moving on. Why should you sponsor? Because it's fun, because it's generous, because the people who you're offering it to might need Party Light and they don't even know it because you haven't offered it to them yet. So offer it. And because it will help you to grow your team and help you to achieve your goals. The best part about multi-level marketing like this is that it's win, 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 win. When I win, you win. When you win, I win. And all the way up and down the circle. And it's just a brilliant business model, if you ask me. I can help you learn more about it if you want to find out more and feel more comfortable with it. Who do you sponsor? Sponsor your host, sponsor your guests, sponsor your friends, sponsor your neighbors, sponsor everybody. Anybody who you think could use Party Light as a good life skill would benefit from it. So Offer it to anybody. Invite them to a team time. Invite them to a meeting with me. Invite them to a webinar. Invite them to learn more. And take no for an answer if they're not interested. Another skill you will learn is how to overcome objections. You're going to learn skills about overcoming objections for bookings and overcoming objections for sponsoring. This is not being pushy. This is learning how to overcome objections by listening carefully and responding honestly. And I promise you, it will not be pushy the way that I train it, and it will be helpful to the people who you're working with. Let's move on. All right, a quick reality check. I added this slide because I just wanted you to realize that making phone calls is critical to your success. And I think you'd be able to tell that from my training so far. The phone is really helpful, and it helps make contact with your clients and help develop relationships. And I want to teach you something. I'm looking at the clock. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I want to teach you just something really quickly about communication. The words on the screen are not as effective as the words coming from your mouth. And the words coming from your mouth are not as effective as the words coming when people can see you. Communication with actual physical nonverbal cues makes it all the more helpful and more powerful. So if you can get in front of someone live, you're going to be more effective at communicating that with them than if you're talking to them on the phone. And if you're talking on the phone, you're going to be more effective than if you text them. All right? So be aware of that. Making phone calls enables you to add value to your words by adding tone. And if you can get in front of them live, even better. All right. Second thing, no is part of the game. And there is a great website called go4no, I think it's .com, go4, F-O-R, no.com, all about the power of the word no and the power of trying to achieve the word no. Trying to get people to reject your offer by making the offer well. So it's a great training. I've learned so much from it. And the reason you're here is probably because I was going for no. When I invited you to become part of the team, or when I invited your sponsor to become part of the team, I can guarantee I was using the go for no training. All right. Another reality check is postponements and cancellations happen. They just do. People get sick. People have things come up. People have to make business trips at the last minute. Stuff happens. So you need to plan for it. And you can't let postponements and cancellations hurt you from achieving your goals. So how do we combat it? By overbooking. If we want to do a party a week, then we probably are going to book 5 or 6 parties in a month's period rather than just only one party a week. It'll enable us to hit our goals. So we have control. A lot of people say, I can't do this business because you can never control whether or not you're going to make money. Well, I can control it, and that means you can too. You need to book enough parties to handle the postponements and cancellations. All right? And the last bullet on this slide, your level of effort and your level of enthusiasm will be reflected in your level of success. I can guarantee it. I really can. You put effort and enthusiasm into this business, and you be open to the training and the coaching that I can give you and that the team can give you, I promise you, you'll be successful. So work with us and be open to learning, and we can teach you the tools and the skills to make it happen. All right, let's go to the next slide, because I want you to take advantage of all the training that's available to you. Your first business month is experience. Do you remember that very first slide that held all those little parties, all of the parties that we're going to do? All 6 of those parties, including your launch party before you even start, that's your training. You're going to learn so much from it. So get some experience under your belt. Go and watch other people do parties and really make it happen. That's what the observations are about. Observe a party or two. Go and watch me do a party. Go and watch someone else do a party. Go and observe anybody's party and take notes. There's a really nice sheet of paper called Party Observation Notes, and it's got sections in it that help guide you through observing a party from a learning perspective. Oh, it's so good. Really is. Observe a sponsoring appointment too. Like when you're, when you're thinking about calling someone and inviting them to find out more about the business, why not listen to me make one of those phone calls as a three-way and listen to how I do it and listen how I respond to people. I'm happy to do a three-way discovery appointment call. Okay? Team time. Now, we do monthly unit meetings. We call them team time, and they're the first Wednesday of every month if you're in the rainbows. And if you're not in the rainbows, thank you for watching this training. You've got all the support of your unit leader. Find out when your team times are. But the team times are live events. And I have a very difficult time personally doing them as web and as live at the same time. So what I've started doing is I do the live ones first, and then I do a quick web recap for the people who can't be there live. And that really works well for me because I'm not dealing with live audiences and technology at the same time. If we get so big that I can have a technical person help me, then I will do them all live and have the webinars live as well. But right now I just don't have the technical skill to do both. So team time is so important. And if you live in Sydney, I want you to come to the live ones. I really do. And you will become part of our unit and part of our culture and part of our team, and it will really help you. And if you participate, if you don't live in Sydney, participate in our group, and you will find that that helps you a lot as well. Become part of our tribe. I love our tribe. It's a very strong group of people, and they're all really passionate about Party Light, passionate about candles, and passionate about the team. I love that. One-on-one phone coaching is available to you whenever you would like. People reach out to me all the time and say, listen, Wendy, I need my mojo back. I need some bookings help. Can you help me? And I'll have a phone call with you. I'll ask what you've been doing. I'll give you some advice. We'll do some role plays maybe. I could give you some word choices, and I give you a challenge. You go and do the challenge and come back to me. I'm very much more likely to help you out in the future. I would love to coach you and help you be successful. So that's available. Corporate training. Party Light does offer corporate training occasionally throughout the year. It sometimes costs some money. Like it might cost about, I don't know, $25, $35. It's worth it, every penny of it. So go to the corporate training when it's available to you. Regional meetings. Now we're part of the Believe region. The Believe region is headed up by a lady named Eliana Scott, and we have 2 times a year we have a regional meeting. We have a regional meeting coming up. If you're watching this training now, it's December 2017 right now. We have a regional training coming up in February, and I put it in my puppy diary already, and it is on February 4th, Sunday, February 4th at 10 a.m. And I don't know the venue yet, so just put it in your diary, but it'll be in the Sydney area. And the last training that I want to tell you about is conference. Conference is an annual event. It's going to be happening in July this year. I'm going to go to July, hopefully, and tell you when the conference is. But I don't have it right in front of me. So here, July 2018, I believe it is the 19th, 20th, and 21st. 19th, 20th, and 21st of July, cost $450. You need to register on the CBC. You need to have $450 or a credit card in order to register. And you can save money to pay for all of your incidentals using our great program called Stash Cash. So let me go to the very last slide and finish this training. Here's the last slide. No, it's not. It's not the last slide. There's one more. So I'm going to do this one super brief. The CBC is something you really need to go to. Advertising application forms are available when you want to do some advertising. Once you become a qualified consultant with $2,000 in sales, you're allowed to start advertising your business in different ways. Ask me about those ways and I can help you. There are guidelines. If you ever go into an event where you need public liability insurance, you can get that through the Direct Selling Association of Australia. It costs less than $100 for a year, and that gives you $20 million of public liability insurance. And there are social media advertising guidelines on the CBC, and it's important that you follow them and that you don't use the word party light in any of your advertising unless you use the words independent party light consultant, because we don't work for Party Light. We work for ourselves. So you can't use it in an email address, a website, or a Facebook name. Okay? Just so you know that. Let's go to the next page. This is the last slide. Where to from here? Well, here are some actions that I'd like you to take. Number one, I want you to log in as a consultant on the CBC and poke around, have some fun, look into it, and at our next Mix and Mingle, I'll probably take you on a tour. Number two, I want you to make sure you have submitted your direct debit and credit form. This is not the direct debit that you authorized Party Light to do when you registered as a consultant. It is a form that enables Party Light to not only give you money when you get paid, but to take money when you tell them that they can. And it's very important that you have that set up because, number three, sign up for the Party Light Online Business Suite requires you to have given Party Light permission to take $7.50 out of your account every month to pay for your candle connection, your personal website, and your reporting. It's a great marketing tool, and it's a great and inexpensive business expense. Highly recommended. So fill in your direct debit credit form, and then you'll be able to enroll in the online business suite. Number four, I want you to update your personal information on the CBC under the My Party Light tab. It's under My Profile. And I want you to make sure that everything in there is 100% accurate. Go into the My Profile section and look at each tab. And one of those tabs is called Stash Cash. You can save a little bit of money out of every single party for the conference incidental account. It's a great tool. If you have any questions about it, just ask me. And I want you to go onto the CBC and do the training on the Leader Academy page. Sorry, not leading, Training Academy. So go to the Training Academy and the Learning Center, whatever it's called, go to it and make sure that you've watched all 4 of those videos. That is all for tonight. It has taken me 2 hours. I knew it would. I'm sorry. I always try to go faster and I just talk too much. But I really hope that this has helped you, and I'd love to tell you more. So if you have any questions, please put them onto the New Consultant Mix and Mingle page on Facebook. Get back in touch with me. Schedule an appointment if you'd like to do a follow-up call. And look forward to seeing you in January when on the 13th, I think it's the 13th, let me just double check. No, on the 17th of January, we're going to actually have our next New Consultant Mix and Mingle. It'll be available on webinar and live here at my house. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you guys very much. Let me just hit stop share. I'll put my picture back up for you and say it was great talking to you, and I'm glad you were here. Thank you very much. I'll end the recording first.